Sup guys, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel's Pack Fresh podcast with me, Digibank Cards, Sketch Card Hive, Elusive Collectibles, and Spidey Jew 09. We invite you to join the pack and for the latest Marvel card news, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. I love it.
Let's go, man.
Ooh.
You're waking me up over here, dude. What's going on?
That's what I'm doing. What time is it there anyway?
It's a solid.
Don't ask that. Don't ask that
12:30. It's got PM behind it. Let's just know
Love it. Right, so what has everyone been up to? So let's go over to your first sketch because you're left of me. So you start.
Okay. So over talking about PMGs,
like
I'm
we told you
officially
to order
done.
and you haven't looked at the menu yet.
Yeah, I'm just like, give me 1 second, guys.
I think the thumbnail is on Vibranium.
That's right. So perfect. So yeah. Gosh, nothing too exciting. I've scaled back. I'm not buying right now. I need to take a break. I need to find my center, as it's said, and kind of figure out what I'm getting into. I actually created a list of priorities in terms of cards to get, so I can because I just sold some stuff, so I got some for my card fund, and now I'm just like, all right, I'm making a list. I'm gonna make sure I'm going for the top stuff first, and then go down that list of whatever it's available. And over talking about PMGs, and happy to be here. But other than that, nothing too exciting. Spidey, what you got going on?
Oh, me next.
You.
Well, yeah, this week has been a little bit of a mix. So I'm still getting ready for the HasLab Sentinels. So I've been really working on the room this week. They're stuck in Georgia, and the tracking just won't move forward. I'm like ready to drive over there and pick those things up. But in terms of Marvel cards, I went ahead. I'm working on completing a red PMG display with action figures. So I've got Spider-Man 2099. I got Spidey Gwen this week, and I got Venom. So Miles Morales is the last one that I have to get. And, I feel like there'll be a little bit of a lull here in a little bit, like just maybe for a short period of time. And maybe I can grab one at that point in time.
Nice. Yeah, man. I've been on the hunt still.
There's a surprise.
Yeah. I just been on the hunt for, sketches, numbered cards, autos. So that's all, man.
They don't call him elusive for no reason. He's not telling us what he's hunting for. He's like trying to give the political answer. How do I tell him what I'm hunting without?
I'm trying to be like you and Norrin, man.
You're like, I'm hunting Marvel cards.
Everything but nothing.
No, what would Gingy used to do when Norrin was like, "What are you?"
Poor Gingy.
Gingy would be like, "I'm not telling, mate."
My favorite of that is when Gingy would look around like he's looking at the notes on his desk. He has like the map where like the thread is moving between cities on what he's going to buy on eBay. And he's like, nothing really.
Not telling, mate.
Not telling me.
What, Swami?
Yeah, I would love
Swami.
to pick what he just picked up, the black suit Spidey.
This week. Oh yeah, I saw you. You also got it at a good price.
Swami's like, oh shoot, I gotta walk away.
Don't ask me how I know that. Gingy told
me. You got outbid, Elusive. That's the truth.
No, I didn't even bid on it.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I love it.
I pinky promise.
I pinky promise.
So good.
Oh man.
Right.
So Gingy, what have you been up to?
Yeah.
Man. It looks different back behind you.
Yeah, so I have moved house. You may see a new background with some cards. So yeah, really busy week for me. So I've been completely off social media. So I'm trying to get back in the swing, see what everyone's been doing, and I'm watching these PMGs and thinking, wow, what on earth is going on? Especially your video, Sketch Card Hive. That's super interesting.
Oh, that's right.
Old man Logan card. I just can't quite believe that. But these things happen. Yeah. But yeah, crazy. Just trying to update myself. It's been a hell of a week by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
It's been busy. It's been really, really busy with everything going on. Yeah. It's just been insane. That was thanks to Spidey Jew too. Spidey Jew was texting me. He was like, man, you need to make that video now. Get over there, hurry up. It ain't done.
You killed it, dude.
It was
Killed the
fun.
video.
It was a fun video.
Yeah.
It was a fun video. But it needed to be known, you know? And it needed to be known. Like, I was contacted by both buyers. So people who don't know, there's a crazy Old Man Logan PMG, and we'll just talk about this briefly. This episode will not be on PMGs. This actually has quite a bit of fun stuff that we're going to be talking about. But just quick recap. The Old Man Logan PMG did not happen. That was a fake bid. Upper Deck contacted the seller. They worked it out. I think Upper Deck got the card back from what I heard through the grapevine. So the card is now off the market, away, and most likely being destroyed and forevermore being gone. And the 1 of 1 stays true to being the 1 of 1. Hopefully this changes their EPAC achievement practices and they put hard numbered on those things for now on. So hopefully that happens. But also the other PMGs, the Thanos, some of those higher PMGs that Thanos has sold for like 20 something or whatever, that was also a no-go. Been contacted by both buyer and seller, and that just fell apart like most of those PMGs. So those prices are also not true comps. So be sure to be aware of that. Make sure, in case you're going after stuff and people try to use those as examples, you have the facts straight so you can kind of go on with your collecting and not have to live in a cardboard box. And you're welcome.
Love it. I think people need to pay attention to the auction houses when they're looking at high-end PMG sales. And the most recent is the Iron Man that sold for $8,000. So use that as your comp if you want to have a comp.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes sense, man.
I agree with that totally. Like, that's a good base to look at, you know, definitely.
Yeah.
So leading on from that, what is underrated right now?
Sorry, we just got called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But
Death, war, famine.
I take death.
Oh, come on. No, we're rock, paper, scissoring for that.
Yeah,
What was your
no,
question,
come on.
Genji? Sorry, I got distracted.
I don't even know. Right, yeah.
I don't even-
Underrated. What's underrated right now? What sets do you think's not getting the love? Artwork, price, collectability.
Oh,
Ooh,
Elusive,
this
go ahead,
this
bud.
this one's
Tell everybody what you've been looking at.
I love that. That's a good one.
So everybody's looking right.
What's
Elusive,
that?
where are you looking left?
Yeah, let me think about what I'm looking at. Hold on. That's underrated, huh?
We're here to
the answer's not up there. The answer's in the Pelican case, Elusive. You know that.
Yeah. You know what? I think the correct answer here, I would say, would be those penny stickers. To be honest with you,
I like
they're very
those.
fun to open. You get those limited edition cards. You know, if you order the ones that are foreign, and if you order the ones in the UK, you still get the cards inside the stickers. Don't be like me and buy 100
Nothing but
packs
stickers.
of nothing but stickers. So I'm gonna have a lot of nice freebies for any sales I make.
They're great for freebies. I put those stickers on my shipping packages when I send them out. But hey, Elusive, to your point, I was chatting with Billy, Watch Me Open, and Marvel Cards Up, Brian,
Who?
and Billy and Marvel
Who's that?
Cards Up. Yeah, I know.
Who's that?
The one and only. The one of
The
Billy
one and
Billy.
only.
But and anyways, and while I was talking with him, I bought one of those boxes, but I bought the first one I bought was the wrong one. And so if they got the black edges, that stickers, if they're red, that has cards in them, and so just pay attention to that when you're buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got off with a, you know, you guys don't have to make the mistake we did. We already paid for it, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're beautiful cards. I mean, they're all done by Alex Ross, Gabriel Dell'Otto. I mean, there's some beautiful pieces in there. And, you know, if you are looking for Alex Ross or Gabriel Dell'Otto or any of the biggie comic book artists that are kind of becoming kind of like Jim Lee level figures right now, which is what's happening, where they have variant covers that are selling very high and they're looked after, you know, Spidey G knows all about that kind of stuff. There's also Silver Age, the Silver Age set. There's actually a few great insert chases for Alex Ross for the Silver Age set that can be looked at, and they're beautiful cards.
Very cheap.
Very cheap.
Like
Nice
$10,
silver.
$15, $20. Like,
Nice. Super cheap, really nice. Yeah.
But in all honesty, it might not seem this way, but I really think it's 95 Marvel Masterpieces. That's
I'm still not sure about
Listen,
that, have you?
I think you're right.
what is it?
I bought Like I bought the Spider-Man Emotions this week for $10.
Beautiful
To
card.
me, I mean,
And you saw what Bill exactly. You saw Bill pulled one Spider-Man emotion out of a whole $1,500 box.
which is like it had how many packs? Like
That's a
36
good
packs or something.
36 packs.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's where Spider-Man should be priced at for an emotion. If you're only pulling one or two out of a box, if you're lucky, he hardly pulled any double emotions.
Mhm.
You know, no wonder Stacking Gems was telling us to be quiet about this.
Yeah. No.
He was like,
Sorry, Charles.
cat's out of the bag now. 95, and I've always heard from people in the hobby that 95 is harder to put together than MM96. Always been that way.
Well, if you think about it, you could buy, to your point, you could buy literally 3 boxes of maybe even 4, but for sure 3, and still not complete all the emotions. There's 36 per box, right?
Yep.
So
It's a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people always buy them too. Like they're always looked after, and they're a nightmare to grade on top of that. Because you have that, and the foiling, and it's really rough because the scans don't do them justice. If you haven't seen an emotion card in person, there's the good stuff.
Yeah, Jubilee.
Like, what's really great is that you have these great nicknames for the characters on the side usually.
Oh no.
Oh God, here we go. What is that? I'm just messing with you. What's really beautiful?
All right, Van White.
You get the gold signature, plus you get that nice little foiling on that nickname on the side, and that's like glitterly. It has like a glitter tone to it. It's really clean. It's
But
really pretty.
for character collectors, I mean, you're talking about what you can get. How many different cards? So you
3.
get the 3, and then you can get each one of them as an emotion. So you get 6 cards for a character collector.
Plus a canvas if you're lucky.
And then
Canvas
they
Wii as well.
have a ton of canvases, so there's a ton of characters in that. Now there are one-offs where they don't have the 3. You know, like I'm thinking of Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
There's only one of Deadpool. There's only one of Nightcrawler. There's a few that it's just one-off select characters, but I still think it's.
Yeah, I forget who was in the Mirage. I was going to ask as far as characters. Speaking of characters,
It's X-Men is the one Mirage, right? So it's Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, and
It's just so hard to get a picture of it that I can't remember it. I've seen it, but I can't remember it.
yeah.
let me find it. So we have it on the show.
But that
I think there's one up.
set's interesting to me because the price of the box compared to what you can get those cards raw is just so vastly separated.
Disparity there is huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm referring to when you mean undervalued. So as far as raw, right? The box is probably once the raw catches up to where it should be, then we're probably going to see that box move closer to 96 prices.
yeah, you're right.
But what do you think is like the double impact cards for 96 are like very well sought after, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do
The
you
Holo
think?
Flashes.
Oh yeah.
The Holo Flashes are a beautiful insert.
The Carnage would be the equivalent of that set to like the Surfer double impact.
You think the Carnage is the top one,
Yeah,
even over Venom?
it's not close. Yeah, Venom's nice on that, but just it's the Patelis that did that Carnage, and I'm just a huge Patelis fan, just to be honest with you.
Interesting,
But that's
because I'm not as big a fan of that card. I get that it's an awesome card, not trying to belittle it. I tell you, the card that looks sweet is Mr. Sinister.
That's a good card as well. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying
all
it's the
those
most-
Holo Flashes.
it's not
It's
the
hard to
best
miss.
character.
The Doctor Doom is nice.
But
I mean,
yeah.
it's
Look
hard to
at
miss.
that. Look at that Thor.
But I would think that the Venom has got to be the card that's going to long term be the most desirable.
I think the Venom. I understand what Elise is saying with that Carnage, because that Carnage is
Here's
very next
the other
level.
reason why that Venom, if you look at it, it actually connects to the base Carnage, where he's looking down the well, so to speak, and Carnage is looking up.
Yeah.
They connect,
Mm.
but you can only have that connection or down the brick. It looks like a well, but down the brick it's not the Holo Flash Carnage, it's the base card Carnage. He painted them to be together to match.
Yeah, I think. Look, you can't go wrong with either, especially with the movie coming out, and you're gonna have both Carnage and Venom.
Well,
Yeah.
I also have 2 Venoms, so that's why I'm kind of like hyping it up a little bit. I'm kidding. I'm
At
kidding.
least you're on it.
At least you're honest. That's funny.
Yeah, see this venom on the very.
I mean, since we're being
over
honest.
here, right bottom of your screen. I mean, the carnage, the right bottom of your screen.
Oh, right bottom, right bottom. My right.
Yeah,
is
well, the right of
here.
the screen.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
There you go. There's the match.
that's the match.
I love that.
Oh,
The green Marvel masterpieces. I just love that.
I love the blue, man. The blue's my favorite.
So it's like they're
Like the
supposed to be
Jubilee.
attacking
Oh,
each
the
other.
Blues, yeah. Yeah, they look
He's going down,
great.
He's going up.
Sick.
And this is all
Oh,
by
I see what you're
DeVries
talking
too. So DeVries did these two, and they're beautiful pieces. The
Yeah.
paintings are long gone, but they're gorgeous pieces.
And there's
Yeah,
the
I like
carnage,
this one.
yeah.
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
that
This is
is
Patelis,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Patelis.
it's
It is
menacing.
lovely. Yeah, it
That's
really is.
airbrush too. Patelis only did airbrush.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
look
a
at the
beast.
gambit. The gambit is.
Gambit's gorgeous.
Let's talk about the gambit. I mean, Billy didn't
Gambit's
pull a
nice.
single emotion gambit.
Gambit's tough. Surfer's tough. Did he pull a surfer?
He did pull the canvas surfer.
Yeah, he did. I really like that one.
Oh shit! Give me a
That's,
second.
that's Patelis too, by the
Yeah,
way.
there it is. Top left. You had it. It was right there. Not in the mic.
What? I was about to hit up Billy. So sorry about that.
That's all right. See,
This
top
one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
One
This
more.
one over here.
No, the second one.
Oh, just kidding.
Oh, that one.
Nah, this one's my favorite.
Yeah.
You like this one? Which one?
I
do you
think
like?
that's the
Wait,
one. That's
why
the
is-
one Lucy
what-
was
what-
talking about. I think.
Yeah.
Why is $100 and the other's 29?
Well, this one's not the emotion. This is space. But the emotion is the same thing, obviously, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's ComC. It's probably
Yeah, that's
1066.
that card's not worth $100.
Not at all.
No, that's
These are
just-
the characters
Paint that.
on the no. These are the characters on the other Mirage card, so you guys can see it. It's a Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Captain. So you have the Avengers. Avengers 1 and X-Men is the other.
And
And these have always been expensive too.
Yeah, but they're also tough to grade. They
Impossible
usually have
to
some
grade.
white in the back. Yeah.
Impossible to grade. I've never seen one that's even close to an 8.
They were
Ever.
still figuring lenticular technology out, I think, to some degree back then.
Was this this? I wonder if this was the first year they really got into it.
It may have been. Now that you mentioned it, I'm trying to think of one before then.
It might be this one. It might be this one. It might be this.
Yeah, that's the emotion
Crackle.
right there.
Yeah, that's the one that I like personally.
I like the creativity with the nicknames. I think they're sick. I just think they're so
Is it
good.
nicknames or emotions?
Yeah, his nickname. Jube.
Some of it are in nicknames. Yeah. So like Surfer is like Sentinel of the Skyway of the Space Waves, and there's some of them do differently though. Like one was Bang Bang or something like that, or some. I saw a bunch of different ones.
Interesting.
Like My Deal. So that's like a slogan. Like My Deal.
Got you.
Oh yeah.
Cajun. Look at that.
That
The
is a great
emotion
card.
is 57 and the base was 100.
Yeah, that's not that
Beautiful card.
Yeah, those are awesome, man. And yeah, so then you got some mirages, hollow flashes, canvases, emotions, base.
And it's a big set.
Yeah.
It's a huge set.
Yeah, what's the last set that you guys could think of that there was 3 artists used?
I think 95 was the only one who did it like that.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And it's technically 4 because of the canvas.
Yeah.
So you had Scallion, you had DeVries, you had
Nelson.
Patelis, and Nelson.
Ooh, okay, 4.
Yeah, so you had 4.
Yeah, it was a shame for me that besides the canvas, obviously Patelis didn't do an emotion for Surfer.
Yeah,
He was left out on that one.
I got a few of those emotions of 2099.
Oh, they're
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah.
By the way, She-Hulk. There's definitely a run-up of She-Hulk right now. Just
Huge run up.
From what I'm seeing, yeah.
Things are coming. People are looking forward to the show.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
The Thing is great. I think this is a great one.
That's
rock.
classic. I like that.
Classic. I don't know. You know, it's funny. I was just talking to someone too about it. Like, there are going to be certain Marvel cards that are going to be. It doesn't matter on the character or anything like, or if the art's subjective. It's going to be like, what do we remember seeing back in the day? Like, I think there's a list somewhere of some cards where like, oh, that's an iconic thing. Like, I remember
Storm.
sean that.
Look at
Storm in this set, guys, is just
Killer.
all 3 cards.
That is
It's
awesome.
hard to pick a best one.
that. Mhm.
On what you've just said, Norin, like that brings me back to a lot of people think about Flair.
Come on, 94. I love
Yeah.
94 Flair.
I do think that is a
For me, like that year '94, it brings me back to '94, the X-Men Fleer.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat that set. That's another set that is just awesome.
That's a
Even
tough
the base
set.
set, it's a fun set to collect. I don't know. I still think those. Yeah, you can still find that set easily.
Fleer Ultra X-Men is so special. I don't think people realize how special that art is. Like, I remember all those pieces, and like for some reason the art on those pieces just like jump at me. They're just so
Oh
beautiful.
yeah, they're like seared in my visual brain.
yeah.
Mhm.
Same.
Would you say 2018 is the same story?
2018 MM.
No, Fleer Ultra X-Men. I think so.
Fleer, sorry, I was wondering.
Especially with the buybacks too.
The
Yeah, like
buybacks.
there's some sick stuff.
That's
in
what's
there.
special. 2018 Fleer Ultra X-Men is really tough because it's so hidden. It's hard to appreciate all that art. Like, really what you have to do is you have to go like here, right? So you can see all of it and enjoy it, because
here
it's
we
so hard to obtain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, that's the 2018 is just going to be a tough thing to collect at any point with only 20% of it available to purchase or acquire, because someone holds so much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to end up overpaying. Those cards
Everything.
will eventually hit the market at some point, and it's going to be a massive dump of cards.
That's what I don't like about it either. And it bothers me because, like, you can't really appreciate the set in that way. It makes it almost impossible to appreciate the set.
Yeah, the
because you
PMGs
just
are
can't
higher
obtain it.
numbered too, so you got to be careful with those because they're not numbered to 10. They're numbered to, the greens are numbered to 25, and then it levels out a little bit after that. I think the buybacks are the play in 2018. I think it's the 94 and 95. Is that right? It's got both,
Yeah.
and they're numbered to 20, and that, to me, that's a special hard number, and we're just in here drooling over the just remembering that artwork.
Look
So
at that
I think-
Deadpool.
I think it's
Yeah,
really
it's
special.
cool.
Tom Fleming.
Look at
Deadpool.
Storm for this set as well. It's
I mean,
seriously cool.
It's a shame too, because the artwork in this is just like, it's gorgeous. Like, I mean, there's pieces in here that are just meant to be appreciated, and they're beautiful. You know what I mean? They're just gorgeous pieces.
Did he say 6 seasons for She-Hulk?
6 seasons? No way.
You know what's funny? I don't know. I don't know you guys' thoughts on that, but I will say this: my daughter, who loves the Hulk, doesn't like She-Hulk.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
she hasn't seen Daenerys Targaryen play She-Hulk yet.
Maybe that'll do it.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. She-Hulk is a massively
Dude, that
powerful character. This is something I think is
Beast, I
special.
thought that was Batman, but for a second,
That's
Strife,
cool.
man.
Can you show me the
People-
Dark Phoenix too, though? You just had it right there.
look at that beast too. Yeah.
Oh, where's
Well, this is on the pack too. This Beast. This
Yeah.
is Dark Beast here. You got Phoenix here, Dark Phoenix.
Can we get a closer look?
A Phoenix, sure.
And Beast, both of them.
We'll do both. That's on the pack too, and the box. Like, that's
Yeah.
iconic.
Look at that.
That's
those
beautiful.
hands. That's what I look at, because artists tend to steer away from hands because they can be pretty tough at times. But
Yeah.
Perfection.
man, that looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Killed it. And if you look at the screen's a little blurry, but when you look at this, you can see the seam in the costume.
Wow.
Like, it's super detailed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great piece. I forgot. I feel like I know who drew that, but I don't know for sure, so I don't want to like say the wrong name. But look at that dark. That's sick,
is-
man.
that
Look
is
at the
nice.
claws on that guy. That's awesome. Great piece.
There's not a lot of the good beast. The other good beast was on Justin when he opened the 92 packs. That was a nice beast as well from those.
That's a good beast.
That is a good beast. Yeah, I was
That's a
excited to
good
get that
beast.
one. It's a good looking beast.
That's a good looking beast for sure. Beautiful stuff. But here we go with the buybacks. No, these are the villains, so it's not the buybacks yet. Villains look good.
Yeah, here's a controversial thing too, just from this set. In my opinion, that robe looks nice. The rainbow foil look obviously way nicer than the one with the X's numbered to 99. I think they overdid it with those X's, man. They put too many X's on the numbered ones. I don't know why.
I feel like
I
it
like
depends
that.
on. Yeah, I love. Yeah, this rogue is just so.
I mean, look
freaking
at
good.
this. This is one too many X's. I mean, my rainbow's not here from ComC, but once if I put them side by side, I'm sure Eye Appeal, the rainbow foil, looks nicer than that.
Rainbow foil. Like I feel like they did a better job with the Fleer Ultra the Fleer Ultra Spider-Man
Yeah,
with the
they made that an
webbing.
achievement, right?
Yeah, that's a really nice piece. That's a really nice piece. But
Dude, speaking of that, let's talk about this. We hardly talk about this, but on the 2017 Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, those rainbows, do we know what they're numbered to? I know the rumor's 10, but do we really know?
so the reason, so I'm gonna. Oh my god, I don't know what it is about this card, but I've always loved this card. I always thought that was a good looking card.
It's
That
really good
Dazzler.
artwork. Well, more than anything, the model.
Pose is cool. The pose, I just like I like the composition. You know what I mean? Like this one, I had this one. So what we know, so Fleer Ultra, I'm actually doing a video on
Yeah.
this,
Who's holding
and
that
I'm
Magneto buyback? Because they need to hit me up.
That is cool.
Yeah, I want that so bad.
Yeah.
I really wish the X was down here in the bottom left, but
You see?
still an
Yeah.
amazing card.
Yeah, that one and the Gambit. The Gambit that's doing the same pose, that's another buyback.
they didn't
Yeah.
put it because of the Magneto foiling, but you're absolutely right, Justin. I think it would look a bit better there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you. It makes a lot of sense, but I think it would look better there. Yeah. I'm trying to look for that Gambit. Did I pass it? Gambit's good looking. Good looking Gambit.
Oh, you could see that. That one stands out.
Oh, this is for me best Siron ever. Right
This
here.
pterodactyl? What'd you say?
You can say that as much as you want, baby, but I remember seeing this guy fly in on X-Men in the
Yeah.
morning on the cartoon, and I was like, you know what? I'm here for the jungle thing. Let's do it.
Hey, they gave him like 3 episodes. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Big deal. I'll
It's
go
always
with
the
that.
last card to sell.
Hey,
He
also,
almost took out Professor X and Magneto.
Blob too, though. I mean, he's been on more than 3 episodes.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
use my logic against me.
Use my logic against me. How dare you, sir?
How dare you make me bleed my own blood?
How dare you?
Dude, that's the Fall of the Mutants. That's a nice card from far away, at least.
Yeah,
Fall
On the bottom
mutants.
yeah. All the
Bottom
mutants.
right. Oh, well, I mean, yeah,
Mutant
you're looking at the
Massacre,
X overs.
Inferno.
Yeah. I mean, crazy. This is, I mean,
Fatal Attraction. Oh, it's all so good, man.
all the good stuff. Inferno's great.
I was able to get the Fatal Attractions buyback.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that one.
Oh wow,
That's nice.
he sold
Yeah.
the gold medal bishop and sold it for practically nothing.
Oh, man.
Really? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, biggest regrets is another episode.
We need to
Yeah.
do that episode. Yeah, Saturday
Yeah,
morning
that's gonna be a
cartoons.
hell
Yeah.
of
That Nightcrawler,
That-
dude.
A lot of crying.
a bit of tissues.
Yeah, the set is so awesome, man. There's a lot of nice cards in this set.
It's beautiful, dude. It's a crazy good looking set.
And if some of these
Man.
buybacks could
So,
just hit Comp C, huh?
So I just got the Dark Phoenix, by the way, guys.
The buyback.
The buyback.
Nice, man.
Respect, man. That's hot.
Classic. Just a classic
So
card.
good.
So good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to gush over everybody.
It's an amazing card.
Look at that
Gosh,
Gambit.
away. There's the
Look at
Gambit.
that, dude. How do you beat that? I mean, the only thing that would compete with that Gambit is 92's Juice Code, right? And
The 94 too, man. The 94 where he's flinging the card straight out.
You know what's
that
my
one's good too.
favorite? My favorite Gambit, and nobody likes it but me, is the 93, where he's battling the Sentinel,
Oh
the
no,
Marvel
that's a
Marvel
great
masterpiece.
Gambit. I said
That's a
it
great
already
Gambit.
Yeah,
I love that Gambit. It's one of my favorite Gambits. I love that Gambit.
Magneto's sweet.
This is a great Omega. I've always liked this Omega card. That is a crazy card.
To your point, Justin. So this one on this Gambit is Bob Larkin. The 92 is obviously Juice Code. Who's the 94 that you were referring to?
Oh, I don't know the artist on that one, but I have to tell you, Bob Larkin is, the more I revisit 90s artwork, that dude is like floating towards the top of my favorite artists.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Larkin's great. Larkin's
back.
he did pack inserted sketch cards too, by the way, for
Did he
Marvel
really?
Premiere.
Oh wow, I need to check that out. I mean, I like turn the card over. I'm like Bob Larkin. I'm like, man, I just keep finding myself liking his stuff.
His sketch cards look
Mm-hmm.
just like his paintings.
Oh really? Wow.
I'll show you stuff. I'll have some pictures saved, but it's like amazing. This is the classic. This is on the binder, I believe. This is the same image on the binder.
Mm-hmm.
Just classic Wolverine. Classic DeVries Wolverine.
He just he's always coming at you with his art. Like it's
I love that.
coming.
That whole perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
More aggressive. Yeah, for sure, dude. This set.
Bunch of good stuff. This is a good one too.
Yeah. That's
I think this is the other one you were saying.
yeah. Well, that's no. I wasn't talking about.
Oh no.
That's a
Yeah,
good
sorry,
one.
my bad. 94 is a good one. Yeah. I know which one you're talking about now.
I mean, you gotta really try to mess up Gambit.
Yeah, right. But you
have
can
to
do
go
it.
out of your
Look
way.
Look at the PMG Gambit. I mean, they messed it up.
Yeah, because they went. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, you're right.
That's not a good gambit. I know. I just don't like that PMG gambit. I like it, but I don't like it. It's a shame.
Those Wolverine verses,
Yeah.
Gosh.
so good. I just gotta get
Great
this
stuff.
You
idea of
forget though,
Wolverine.
don't you? Sometimes you forget like the depth of this set.
Mm-hmm.
People haven't even graded this set yet. So like underrated, undervalued set. I would definitely go there. 94, 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men. Like
Well,
you
that-
need to like look at those cards more closely.
Well, that's why I haven't purchased much from that set graded because there's tons of those cards and there's tons of those boxes still unopened. So hopefully, eventually, it'll be cheaper. But what has been out there, it's $200, $300, $400 a card if it's PSA 10.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, and PSA 10, it's tough, but I mean, I'll take the BGS 9.5 and get some value.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I made an
Yeah.
offer on the other one
On the
for
Magneto.
9.5. No, the
Oh.
Spidey Wolverine.
Oh yeah. For Marvel Registry, yeah, I was gonna get
Yeah.
that one, but the only reason honestly I didn't go for it wasn't quad 9.5. It was like 3 9s and a 3 9.5s and a 9, and I was like, that's tough because I feel like I'm paying more for like a nicer 9.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So that's why I made a lower offer.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Scandal says, I have a PSA box to break open with 1992 X-Men Series 1 Jim Lee embossed signatures I sent in 8 months ago. A few pop ones.
Ooh, that'll be fun. You gonna do it on video?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I want to see that.
Wild Scandal. You dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Let me know what you get from there. I want something from there. That sounds awesome, man. Those are awesome. And so, did you pull those embossed signatures yourself, or did you purchase those? I'd like to know, because so for those embossed Jim Lee autograph ones, people should know this. It's not every box, so don't think just buying a box guarantees you a chance. It was actually only, I think, a quarter of the first amount of that first print run. So like, it's only a few you know what I mean? Like, it's not like super limited. I mean, they're impossible to find. But like, I don't think you get a chance of one in every box. I think it was the earlier boxes produced for the set. So just so people know, I don't want people like diving in on that box thinking they got a chance, because you might not.
My other question, and you mentioned it just now, Premiere. Let's try and say it again.
Premiere.
Premiere. Premiere. What's your thoughts? Like, why? And I've asked you before, Sketchcard Hive, but whether this is for another episode or for now, I don't mind. But
Underrated. I think underrated. I think we're doing well, right, guys? I mean, this is definitely, people are getting a lot of sets, recommendations, and things like that. And that's kind of
yeah,
where we're hoping for the.
So where do you
episode.
start? Where do you start?
Yeah,
with Premiere?
Spidey.
Where do you start with Premiere?
Oof. What do you mean where you start? What are you asking specifically?
Yeah, so you don't. Let's say you're me and you don't know a lot about Premiere. You're not around when those came out, and let's say you wanted to dip your toe into those waters. What year would you start? How would you pursue that set?
I would start in 2012 because there's not only because it's the first set, but there's not a lot of guesswork. It's just base number to 199. There's no parallels, so it just keeps it nice and simple for you.
Yeah, you have that. You have shadow boxes.
Base number. So there's only 99 possible full.
199 possible.
Oh,
full sets.
199.
Yeah.
199 full.
That's-
So
That's pretty special.
Yeah.
what?
it really is.
And the
So-
color on the stock on those cards is beautiful.
So that's why I'm wondering, like, why are people overlooking these cards? Like, is it purely artwork? Is it probably like the cornering? You know what I mean? It's like weird borders and stuff.
From what I've always been told from people, like around the water cooler type of thing, is that the people that go in for those sets are sketch card people. So they're not really looking at the base set or the inserts. Like, they like it that they get them, but they're really cracking those tins for the possible sketches, because the amount of high tier artists that you get in that set is usually very high. Not a lot of people know that. So that's why people tend to go for those boxes. Like, for instance, Elusive and I were talking about the 2012 Tins boxes. They're ridiculously expensive because not all the big sketches were pooled. So a lot of people, you'll get one sketch on top, which could be either a trifold, so 3 cards connected, a duel, which is a booklet, right? And then you get the 5x7, I think, which is the other one. And then I think there's a 4 as well, which is 4 cards together, which moves into a booklet. So you get that on top, and then you get a pack. And then when you crack open the pack, you get some of the cards, and then you get another sketch in that pack.
I didn't realize
so it's
that.
Yeah. So like the next, in fact, so what's coming up is X-Men Metal on e-pack. That should be hopefully soon, which we will be doing a huge thing on this channel, and all of us will be losing our minds. And I'm so excited to be doing that with you guys this year. And then you also get Marvel Premiere 21, which I don't know if happening at the end of this year or the very beginning of next year, but it is happening.
Actual
so
boxes,
that's coming. Actual tins, yeah. So they call them tins because they're like a tin.
Yeah, but you think that'll be this year, like at the end of the year?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Thinking.
I doubt it. I think all we're gonna get. I think if we get anything, we're possibly gonna get Spider-Man Metal. I'd be surprised if we get something else. I just don't know.
Yeah.
With everything that's going on with the world and the craziness of printing and the pandemic, I don't know. I don't know.
Swami commented he's been looking at the 2014s. Yeah, 2014s are nice as well. Those, they added, like, I noticed that they did that very well, incrementally, like every year. So 2012 is only base 199, right? And then 2014 they did base is 125, and then the parallels down to 25 only. So there's only one parallel. And then you add 2017, and that's when they introduced a lot more of the numberings, right? You got the base to 125, a blue out of 50, a gold out of 10, and the black out of 5.
Yeah, and then eventually in 2019, I think black becomes 1 of 1. Was that right? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know the purple's out of 5 now, and then the
so
gold
yeah,
out of
so it
15.
must be. Yeah,
They changed. They tweaked it a little bit. Yeah.
They tweaked it. They keep tweaking it. I wish they'd stay more consistent, but Premiere's one of those sets where they can change that kind of stuff because people are not usually looking to set those cards. But Premiere art is really bipolar, is really polarizing as well. Like a lot of people either really like it or don't like it, and most of the times for Premiere art, it's original art, but it's digitally made, so digitally colored, all that kind of stuff. So people are really.
Retroverse was saying.
There you
It's
go.
either Amazing
Yeah.
or Sesame Street.
Some people, no, it's true, man. Like it's really polarizing.
Does Premiere
People
like
hit
Premiere.
E-Pack at any point in time?
Say again, Spidey.
Will Premiere hit E-Pack at any point?
21 will hit e-pack.
nice.
So I think 19 was already on e-pack and is pretty gone. I think. Let me see. Yes, I do believe that was right. I'm gonna look it up now.
So if it is like Marmite, what would you say? What would you say is a good bet, or not bet, but a safe? If you're a new collector, you're looking at buying into some of these. What would you recommend?
From Premiere, or you mean just
Yeah.
in general? From
Premiere.
Premiere. For me, always look at the big characters. Everything's hard numbered. Always look at things 10. Anything 10 and lower is tricky. Anything that's 5, it better be a big character. Otherwise, it could get outpriced by the 10. 1 of 1 big characters are a big deal, but Elusive might have some better answers than I do on that.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, I hate to say this, because Bill and a lot of haters out there. But that's where it comes super handy not to be a set collector or a character collector, because to your guys' points, I just get to pick and choose the ones I like. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I agree with Retroverse, which is some look really bad and some look really good, and just buy the good ones. Yeah,
It's true. That's actually really a good advice. I mean, honestly, eventually that's what it's going to come down to. I think a lot of people are going to do well. Look, it's people are going to collect however they're going to collect. People are going to sell however they're going to sell, all this stuff. And the reason we're looking at underrated inserts is not necessarily to tell you, oh, buy this and you're going to get a huge investment. It's more like these are loved. These are things we enjoy. You know what I mean? If you're looking to dive in somewhere for the first time or want to get away from all the insanity that's happening and still want to enjoy collecting, that's the way to do it, is to kind of look at some of these offsets. I mean, I've always said buybacks was a smart deal. I think Premier's a good deal. I do think Premier's interesting, especially since it's hard numbered. And I think some of the art is really nice. Like some of the Venoms on Premier are sick.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they look good.
Well, and then we always talk about this, right? With the crossover, like sports people know Premier. You know,
Yes.
just like they know Exquisite.
It's true. It's really true.
And metal.
So, yeah, correct. Yeah. Well,
And metal.
Well, in the UK, Premier Soccer, right? Is that
Premier
the other-
League, yeah. Premier League is like the
I'm just
the
kidding.
top league, yeah.
they had an E over there though with the Premier.
Yeah, I need all there.
Yeah. Yeah, got it.
It was also called Niche as well, but let's not talk about that one.
We'll talk about our niches.
Damn, we're bringing this up.
I didn't want to bring it up, but you made
They cornered
Put
me.
baby in a corner.
Yeah, they cornered me. Yeah.
so good. So, any other sets that you think are underrated in general?
I will
That
tell
no one's-
you. I'll tell you some cards that I think are underrated, and I
Go
think
for it.
it's.
Ooh.
I think it's like 2020 Marvel Masterpiece when it's numbered to 99 or 199. I think that entire set's numbered, and I think because people have just recently this year and last year bought those up and got them. I mean, you can go on ComC and get some stuff really cheap that's numbered. You can get, I think, some pretty special cards numbered to 99 for under $100, and it shouldn't be that cheap. And if you look into the future and this hobby has momentum, I think that you're going to be really glad you grabbed those now, especially if you want to complete a set.
Yeah, and I mean, if you ever want any Wolverine art, that's the best Wolverine there is.
2020?
2020.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows that. Palumbo.
I don't think
It's
everyone would agree.
okay. I mean, it's okay, and I'm glad to have a few of them, but
I heard something. Sorry.
yeah.
I try not to crack. I was gonna keep it serious, but then
Yeah.
Justin would have been like the whole time, like, "Are you serious?"
I was like,
Spies like,
No,
No.
yeah.
So, you know what? This
Wolverine
is a
doesn't
good
look
question.
like, if Wolverine doesn't look like he came out of the animated series, it doesn't work.
Please don't get into
Oh,
fig pins. You need to walk away. What is wrong with you guys?
I only have
Justin,
a
what
few.
is this?
I am trying
Yeah.
so hard to stay away from them. I
Yes,
really
it's
like
time to
them.
get your Pelican
I have
case
4.
out.
I have Spider-Man and Wolverine, and then I have Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, and that's it.
Nice.
And
That's good.
darn good and well, if there was a surfer one, you'd have it right back.
Oh, wow. It's already pre-ordered. I keep messaging them, and they're like, "We haven't made it yet." I don't care.
Yeah.
Just put me on the list.
Yeah, speaking of buying 80% of the product, he would buy 80% of those pins and hold
Yeah.
them.
I'm like, no one's getting this. It's over. Then they do a chrome one, and then I'm living under a bridge. I like the fig pins a lot too.
I think a lot of the 2013, I think a lot of the Rittenhouse. Here's one set that doesn't ever get brought up. I'll
Rittenhouse.
bring it up, right? It's 2006 Rittenhouse, 1963 till present, right?
Avengers.
That Avengers set.
Yeah, it's
Have
good.
you seen the hollows in that set? Are very, very nice. They're top tier hollows. No one does the foiling better than Rittenhouse. Brian agrees with this. Marvel Cards Up. Shout out to Marvel Cards Up.
I heard him
We'll
talking
talk
about this.
Yeah.
Buddy.
It's the truth, man. It's a very nice foiling, and those are hard to find. I mean, when you do find them, they have a lot of whitening in the front. Those are like PMG-esque with the quality control or just the quality of the stock or whatever it may be, because there's older sets that keep the foiling on real well. Those are only 15 years old, yet the foiling's coming off of those. So yeah, if you could find some of those hollows, man, they're very, very nice cards. The chase set is 18 cards, by the way.
And what do they title them? Like, what's the name of the insert?
I think it's Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, but like, is it? I'm trying to see what the hollows look like. I'm trying to get us a picture. Here, I got it. I think I have it. Let's see. You tell me which one it is.
Yeah, so for those who are maybe listening rather than watching, this
No.
this podcast has been very visual. 'Cause we're actually
Well
looking at
done,
the images
Jess.
of the cards. So.
I messed all that up. That is so true. Yep.
No, I mean it's fine. So just after you listen
We'll
to us,
describe it.
jump on YouTube and watch us.
I don't think any are even up here. You and Brian already bought them all. Obviously.
No, Josh.
You gotta
man,
leave
wow.
us.
That's why I can't say what I'm after, man. Josh from Marvel Madness, man. He's on my heels.
Damn, man. Ease up. Damn. Drooling over elusive over there. Oh, there's a Warren Martin.
Well, we
Iron
have a
Man.
lot of
That's
confidence
nice.
in Elusive's.
That's very fair.
When he
That's
when he
very
picks a
fair.
horse, we all want to bet on it.
I just
very true.
shoot
These are pretty
I
too.
just shoot darts in the dark. To be honest with you.
You're so full of crap.
I like to go on eBay, spin a wheel, and wherever it lands.
Yeah,
I could've
bought it
Hey,
in
you
Josh,
may ought to have the random buy option. You
Josh
set
got
a
into
number.
vibranium. There's a little radiant Thanos here.
Oh
God.
boy.
See,
Oh boy.
I'm a little frustrated because I should have been given some warning that I could have got my Miles and my Thor, Jane Foster Thor, and my Ghost Spider, Spider Gwen. But I got no warning that everybody was going to buy it up, and now it's got insane numbers on it, and there's very
Yeah.
little of it.
You got stacking gems, man. He's hoarding all the radiance. All
Yeah,
the
yeah.
That is Stacking Gem's fault. I would definitely knock on his door.
Yeah, I only got
I
3
talked to
cards.
him.
Yeah. Josh bought like the whole set of the refined, the ones numbered 1 and 8 with the cracked dice.
He
Very
did,
nice
yeah.
cards.
Good for him.
Yeah, those
Good
are
for
very
him.
nice, man. And that was a great deal he got. The whole set. Those are very nice. Even I think someone shortly thereafter bought the Radiant set numbered to 50.
2,500.
Yep. I was able to pick up the Black Panther Alpha, and I got the Alpha from the 75th anniversary Black Panther. So I just thought, he wanted to join his buddies.
Well, and they're picking up boxes in Canada. That's where they've been opening them from.
Oh, that's right. Josh has a
With a vintage.
vintage, yes, but the first part of his name is the hard part, right? That's what I was gonna. Good thing you
Lord,
did there for
Lord.
me, Lord.
Lord Vintage, I think is
Yeah.
what it is. Or Vintage Lord. It's
YEG?
Vintage Lord.
Vintage Lord, yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, dude, he's a super nice guy as well, man. I've been meaning to link up with him and do an episode of Cards and Coffee with him.
That'd be
But,
awesome.
if you're listening, whenever you're at YouTube Retroverse, we've talked. Yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of nice sets, man. I'm just glad that everybody's now exploring. Like, legitimately, most
Yeah.
collectors are now looking into other sets. Vibranium is nice. There's a lot of nice sets. I mean, we could always nitpick at stuff, but yeah, it's a good set.
There's definitely, like, from when I'm doing my sales videos, it's definitely a much wider spread of sets now. Like, whereas before you'd see, chunks of sets selling all at the same time. It's a much, as you said, spin the eBay wheel, see what it lands on. That's what other people would do.
It's a good strategy, man.
It's a really good strategy.
Hey, wait. Is Retroverse also Vintage Lord?
No,
No.
Oh, no,
there you
he's
go.
just-
Those are it.
No,
Those
no.
are it right there.
He's just saying
he's
he
British,
will do
mate.
it. I got
He's
it.
British. Leave retro alone. If anyone
Leave
touches
Retro alone. He's protected. He's
Yeah.
protected. I got your back.
Captain Britain just said so.
Just,
Who's, who's Captain
what-
Britain?
That's messed up. That's cruel
Don't
and
go
poor
there.
Ginger.
Well, Psylocke is American.
You'll see
You'll know soon enough.
when he beats Spider-Man's ass. That's what
Oh,
Damn.
damn.
He takes
Shots
that shit,
fired.
he'll take
Damn.
Killed as well.
Yeah, those hollows, man. Even the photos don't do him justice. You could click
No,
on
they
one.
don't.
I think that's Ronin right there, right? And he doesn't come up on a lot of chase cards either.
At all.
Yeah.
It doesn't come up at all. Ronan's hardly ever seen. But yeah, so Elusive was right. So I misunderstood. So it's called Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is how they classify the insert, and that's how you look. So I couldn't find it, but now there it is. But these are beautiful cards. Like, this must look crazy good.
Oh, yeah. That's an awesome card, man.
That is
There's so many nice cards. Oh, there's a good example of the foiling on the bottom right. That Iron
There
Man.
it is.
You can kind of see it.
Wow.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that.
superb, yeah.
Okay.
It's
There you go.
selective
Big
foiling.
Big Ben in the background. There you go. Captain Britain's going to come out of the back.
Look at that. He's going to pop out of the clock.
Yeah, he is.
Like, it's time to get your ass whoops. I'm sorry. You know, just,
on.
I got a little dark there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Too many built up emotions. But this Iron Man's awesome too.
That really
I think
is.
that's cool.
So moving this
You see the
2006,
whiting?
yeah?
Look at
So
that.
Yeah,
much
it's
white.
bad. It's so bad. It's rough. It's rough. That's rough.
But moving ahead to the next year, 2007, Marvel Masterpieces. What are we saying?
Ooh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
No one's on this bar.
You know, honestly, I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I don't know what you guys would prefer. If you prefer, again, an artist tackle it on its own, the whole project, or if you guys would want, like what happened in '95, where it's 3 or 4 artists do the next set,
Mm.
right?
Like what if, well, like when you say that, like you mean like adding someone like Alice Ross, Peach Momoka, maybe one of our current big hitters like Bianchi, or
Yeah.
like have a lineup like that where you have just
Yeah, and play towards
totally
each
different
other's
kinds of
strengths.
art.
Yeah, play to each other's strengths. You know what I mean? Like Bianchi does the super nice darker stuff.
Hmm.
You know, and so yeah, I think it would be awesome if they had more than one artist. Personally, that way, if it's not your cup of tea, right, you have plenty of artists to choose from in that set. Just like '95, you know, that's what's so awesome about those emotions. We might not agree on which one's the best Gambit, but guess what? We could all each get the one we like. You know?
Yeah.
Good point.
It's
love
true. I think it's nice.
Yeah, I hear you. At the same time, I kind of would like to see someone like Ross just take it by himself, or Del Otto. Just thinking of his art, have it, you know, would be amazing to have one artist tackle it. But I love '95, so I can't say I'm against it. I just know there's going to be some cards I'm not going to like in the set when that happens. You know,
I think Marvel Masterpieces is the top tier set. From
hey,
Marvel
2008
Arts.
had multiple artists.
2008 did have multiple. So 2008 wasn't original art, but it had featuring multiple different artists and pieces. So basically, 2008 featured a lot of comic book art, which is why people crap on it so hard, which I think is a mistake. I think, in fact, I think 2008 Marvel Masterpieces, it's a massive set. A, everyone's featured in there. B, and C, it's really nice art. The foiling in there is gorgeous. The gold border, the gold border inserts, that is killer.
It really
That
is.
is a beautiful.
It goes
I have to
down
kill my
just
cat.
the
1
edges,
second.
right?
Get out of here. Go play. Go towards
So
your
Marvelous
super mouse.
Palace brings up. I can't imagine like
Ooh, I can't imagine that either. That is crazy. Imagine a
Imagine
surfer
that-
buyback.
That's going to
not,
be nuts.
not only imagine it being buybacks, imagine it being numbered to 10.
No, let's not do that, Justin. I actually want to.
I hear you, but think about how expensive it's going to be for them to buy those cards back.
I
Oh,
was
they're
this
just-
close.
They just called Bill. Bill got it. What do you mean?
Bill can handle the whole set. I mean, those boxes are selling for $5,000 to $7,000 a box, and they'd have to buy how many? At least 2.
It's not
boxes.
happening. I can tell you right now, it's not happening.
You know, how
Because
they would do, you know how they could do it if they did 1 of 1s or out of 5s.
I'm just saying,
Trust
lower the-
me.
even lower the number.
Trust me on this. This was discussed. This is not happening.
But tell me why.
Unfortunately.
I can't just accept.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
we can't
happening.
accept
I
that.
gotta
What's
have.
up with
I
that?
gotta have some rationale.
They should do
Yeah.
it 100%. It should be 5 out of 5. They should buy 5 sets, be done with it, print the stamp on them, put them as an e-pack achievement. It would sell out within 24 hours. I don't know if it'll ever happen. The
24
opportunity
minutes.
for them to do it. The opportunity for them to do it was 2020 Marvel Masterpieces because Dave Palumbo is Julie Bell's son, and that's how they marketed it. And Dave Palumbo is an amazing artist on his own right, 100%, but he did have that family connection to 96.
Sure.
And they were going to connect it, and I thought that's how they would connect it. Long story short, didn't happen. Things were said. Things could have happened. Unfortunately, they did not do it. If it happens in the future, I'd be really, really, really surprised. For the opportunity for them to do it, came and went. It was before 96 was getting ridiculous prices on it. If it ever did happen, it would be wonderful. I would be all over that. I don't think there's a soul in Marvel card collecting who would not buy immediately at that opportunity, no matter the price. I think all of us would have figured it out.
If they would have thrown that into X-Men Metal, man, I would have bought a case of X-Men Metal.
But X-Men Metal did have medals. It did have buyback medals. Spider-Man Metal won't have buybacks.
Yeah,
because they did all the buybacks for X-Men.
About that, but it doesn't make sense to me because I think there's money to be made there, and at the end of the day, they're there to make money.
Correct.
It just I can't. It doesn't set with me that it's never going to happen. Like I just can't get there.
I'm with you. I better yet, I shouldn't say it'll never going to happen, but the best opportunity for them to have done it came and went. If something happens with the anniversary with Marvel Masterpieces or Marvel cards in general, that's something that they could line that up with. But from what I heard, from the grapevine, from the whispers, from the greatness of whatever, it came and went, unfortunately.
Do we know that Upper Deck hasn't been buying 96 Marvel Masterpiece for years now and waiting for the opportunity?
Yeah, sure. There's no way to tell.
Like they haven't been thinking ahead 3 years, 4 years down the road?
Nah, that would be too logical.
I think Upper Deck, no, and to be fair to Upper Deck, they do things really smart. Some things they do very smart, and I've liked a lot of things they've done. I know, man, they get so screwed over licensing stuff. I'm telling you, I've been fortunate enough to speak to one or two people. They've come to the group. We've had some interaction with people, and you can tell. Not that I've had any private conversations, but you can tell that so much of their hands are tied sometimes just based on licensing stuff. I wish that wasn't the way because I hate to say it, but like they have these ideas too. Like there's someone now who's designing these cards who they just hired, who just started designing the cards, is actually responsible for designing the Marvel Legends cards, the ones we're all enjoying so much, the foiling on those. Great. Beautiful cards. And he is so happy that everyone's like flipping out over them because that was his first designing job of cards. And he's doing a lot of the future ones. I'm very excited for what he can do. And he is a fan as well. So I know things are happening. You know what I mean? I want 96 buybacks or 95 95 buybacks. Like I want that bad. That would be awesome. I will never get a Surfer because people are gonna hurt me. But like, it sounds like a good idea. You know what I mean? I hope it happens.
Yeah, Marvelous Pack says he would settle for a 95 buyback. I would love to have those as well. Just make sure people understand what we talk about. So it means that Upper Deck is buying these cards back, and then they're numbering or stamping them to make them. It makes them a part of the new set. But if you're a master collector for either set, you got to have them, and so it makes them really desirable.
Yeah.
And if you're a character collector, you got to have it. It's just it hits on every level.
Yeah.
Every level. I think buybacks are really special for Marvel because we all have the nostalgic feeling of the 90s, and to make them numbered and increase that rarity.
And to say it hits on every level, guys, there's buybacks in sports cards.
Yeah.
So it hits every level.
Every level.
Scandal asks a good question, and I hope you don't mind us carrying on if that's okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments, and we got to get to.
Yeah. So there are very few characters entering the Marvel Universe in comics, so all future series year after year will be the same characters again and again, depicted by different artists.
I mean, if we're honest, what's the difference?
Wait, it continues.
Oh, he does? Oh, my bad.
He's got a second part.
Oh, yeah. With sports cards, players retire. With Marvel cards, not so much. Doesn't this lead us towards too much supply for demand?
I think that's a great question. But we could look at Pokemon, and that's literally what's happening there. Except, obviously, there's a couple thousand Pokemon that have been added. But other than that, it is the same character being drawn by either different artists or in different sets. I don't think it gets over, too much supply for the demand. And then, you could always make your own parameters and make your own rules in the way you collect. And, if you start with the vintage first, which is always the safe bet to do, you're going to take a long time to go through that before you could even think about supply, in my opinion.
So think about it this way, all right? Let's go down this road, right? Wolverine was done 3 times for Marvel Masterpieces. Jusko 2016, modern. Marvel Masterpieces Modern is 2016, 2018, 2020. Right? 2020.
Yeah.
So you have 3 different Wolverines, right? Scandal. Which one's your favorite Wolverine? It's probably whoever it is, right? Eventually that Wolverine will be impossible to find. So just because they keep using Wolverine doesn't mean it's the same Wolverine. Artists have different depictions of Wolverine, and that's important. Marvel Annual is another set that introduces all the new characters. So you have Silk first appearance, you have Spider-Gwen first appearance, you have Miles Morales. There are new characters happening in Marvel, and they are being depicted differently. I think that's what kind of gets the juices flowing for these characters. Like players retiring, characters are done by different artists, making them more desirable, less desirable. And if you noticed, Marvel Masterpieces 2020, they changed the characters that were in tier 4. That also puts in some breath of fresh air, because now all of a sudden Spider-Man is in tier 1, I think, for 2020.
Yeah, well, he was tier 1. Yeah,
tier 1, which is
number
crazy.
1999. Yeah.
It's crazy because for Marvel Masterpieces 18 and Marvel Masterpieces 2016, he was a tier 4, impossible to find.
And
but
Bob
now,
owned it. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? Which just makes it really hard. I don't own it. Which makes it really hard to find. But 2020, you get the shot. So you see how I think messing with the rarity, messing with the numbers, messing with when they introduce characters, when they don't introduce the characters. By the way, there's a huge ban for characters right now. Nightcrawler, Fantastic Four characters. Once that ban's lifted, it's the floodgates. You're going to see characters drop in and out of sets. They're going to hold them back. They're going to make them a big deal one year. They're not going to make them a big deal one year. Like, it's going to be... There's going to be a lot of moving... Always. There's going to be something pushing and pulling out of the sets.
well, the other part of that is look at comic books. Comic books now have been around 100 years. Batman, Superman still... print run monthly are still at the top for the most part, and they've been around the longest. So people see their superheroes a little bit differently. I think they do sports, because sports heroes peak and they decline, and with peaks and decline, it affects the way those the way they're collected, with their rookie year being the primary year, so to speak. As that is not the case with superheroes. You see peaks as it relates to maybe new releases and things of that nature, but overall, when your heart is after a character, it stays there and it doesn't go away. And then lastly, to Sketchkar's point, because I think it's huge, Marvel has probably 5,000-6,000 different characters in it. I mean, we don't get all the characters, and if that list keeps growing, or they keep giving us different versions of them,
variants, what if?
I mean, it's insane what they do. One last thing, I just hope they don't get gimmicky. That's the fear, is if they get too gimmicky, that might be a negative. But all right.
Yeah, and also too, we forget. I always bring this as my favorite example, but Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon, right?
Such a good example.
Great example.
You don't know what movie's going to come out next year or show that's going to elevate characters that you really didn't know about, like, too much, or nobody was really buying any of their stuff, and then all of a sudden they're on a huge movie or a huge show, and boom.
It now has longevity.
Who would have thought a Disney Plus movie would have created a Star Wars character that would be collectible on par with Luke and Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
I mean,
who saw that?
Mando. I mean, what Disney can do with these characters?
Yeah, it's endless.
But all those reasons combined are why you are right here watching Marvel's Pack Fresh. And this is why Marvel card collecting is superior to sports cards, Pokemon cards. I'm going to...
It's the truth.
melt
that.
But genuinely, like, every point these guys have just said is fact. Like, it's just, in terms of being confident, I don't know what else we can say, Scandal.
Yeah. If that doesn't convince you, then we don't know what...
When you say scandal, that doesn't sound good.
Scandal.
I think that's a good place to finish. Do you agree?
Well, I'll just say, if you're here and you're watching, I think you're going to look back 5 years from now and be really glad you were in this hobby at this point.
Yes. That's a great statement, and I really think that, we're always looking ahead on what's next that we're going to buy. But, dude, right now we're in the golden age of Marvel cards. again, if second to the 1990s, and I think a lot of us don't really realize it, And then once the moment is fleeting, and it is fleeting now, but once, like you said, we're looking back and we go, man, remember when we could get some of those buybacks?
Yeah, they were right there.
Yeah.
We could have grabbed
They're
them.
right there. Pluck.
We could buy back the buyback.
Yep.
See.
Like
Let's get
that.
meta.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
Yeah.
Like, as we always say, don't have FOMO though. Like
Mm.
on a serious point, if you're spending money, just be careful what you're buying. Think about characters, etc., etc. If you're a newer collector, love it. But yeah, I think that wraps this up. Thank you very much for watching another episode of Marvel's Pack Fresh. Thank you for joining the pack. We hope you enjoyed. Over to you.
sign us off, Justin.
Hey guys, as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.
Smash.
There you go.